Hi group one, thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. So I decided to do a how do they feel for you messages from your person combo this week, because I did run a special last week for that particular reading, and so I thought I'd go ahead and do like a public reading of the same thing. It's the same thing. And thank you for everybody who participated in that sale. I appreciate you guys. That has helped to keep the channel going. It's a wonderful way to show support. And so yeah, your support is greatly appreciated as always. So we've got some oracle cards already here. I'm gonna try to be timely as usual. My regulars know that about me. And I've got the emotional barometer deck, which I haven't used on camera in a while, but one of my regular private clients who also watches the channel, she reminded me of them. She like wanted it in her reading, so I thought I would go ahead and add it to today's reading. So go ahead and think about your person of interest, the one who brought you to the reading today, for the strongest collective energy of everyone who's tuned into group one. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already chosen, you're gonna hit pause and look in the description box and choose whichever flower you resonate with, whichever choice, whichever option that you resonate with. Go ahead and choose that. But often the readings are connected, linked, or overlapping, and so you can watch more than one. Also, remember to just take what resonates and forget what doesn't. It's a general reading for the collective energy, so obviously if you want it to be super specific and tailored to your situation, you need to get a private reading, right? So otherwise, treat this as a general horoscope, and if it helps you in some kind of way, great. And if it doesn't, then come back next week or choose another reading from the playlist link down below, okay? So how does group one's person feel about them today? Yeah, I was getting this feeling, solitary, okay? So again, this is a card from the emotional barometer deck, so it's got a lot of words on it. And I typically don't like to read like the entire card. I usually have a system in place for handling that. Not sure, which part is going to be the most important here. I think I'm really drawn to this fourth paragraph, and maybe if we have time, which I rarely do, but hey, I'm going to put it out there to the universe anyway. If we have time at the end of this reading, I'll read the entire card for those that are curious, but I am drawn to this last part that says, we need to be alone because life among other people unfolds too quickly. So you could be dealing with somebody who gets overwhelmed by, well, other people, like the card says, or just life in general. And they could be withdrawn from you or this connection. And the card goes on to talk about the pace of life being relentless, the jokes, the insights, the excitements. There can sometimes be enough in 5 minutes of social life to take up an hour of analysis. So if this is somebody that overthinks, is particularly introverted, or just needs that extra space and time to kind of analyze their experiences, then this is, saying that this person needs to withdraw in order to do that. It is a quirk of our minds that not every emotion that impacts us is at once fully acknowledged, understood, or even, as it were, truly felt. So this is somebody that needs to, feel their emotions, okay? They could be any sign, really, but I was getting, in particular, well, water and fire, and then, yeah, like I said, we've got air and earth here, energy as well. But initially, it just feels like somebody that either has a lot of emotions and therefore needs extra time to process them, or is always in their head, or some combination thereof, making it necessary for them to need extra time to process emotions, basically, okay? So if you guys are in separation, that's the gist. And being around other people increases this person's anxiety, or at the very least a need to retreat from life, okay? So whether you know it or not, this person could be more vulnerable or tender-skinned, as the card says, than you might imagine. So we're going to set that to the side. And the oracle cards that we got for you guys, excuse me, allergies as usual, they're wonderful. We've got intimacy, serendipity, and the coffin. So it does look like you have experienced an ending in this connection with this person. And if you guys aren't in separation or experiencing an ending, this is your person and how they feel. They're experiencing some sort of an ending. The Coffin card in this Lenormand is like the Death card. It's a transformation, it's a change. And changes are part of life. Now you can see she's sitting there and she's looking like at a box of mementos. It looks like letters. So if this person has anything from you, I don't know if people handwrite letters. I'm so old that I used to have letters from boyfriends in the past, and you know, got rid of those. But basically, you know, some people still have like written cards, written letters, but it could be just like them going over your text messages or something else that they have from you or that reminds them of you, because this is her crying over mementos of a loss. So it's experiencing feelings of loss. It's experiencing feeling alone, right? Because this is the Nine of Diamonds, equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles, which is a happy card in the tarot, but this isn't tarot. But one thing it does have in common with our reading today is it is a solitary card. 9 is a solitary number, right? So definitely getting some energy of this person being up and down in their emotions a bit, feeling a sense of loss over this connection, having regrets, missing you. If there's been an ending, obviously, then they're missing you, right? But they're experiencing feeling that sense of loss. Now we've got the intimacy card here, and so that I felt initially when I pulled this card that this person, you know, has struggled with intimacy issues. This person could confide in you. They could be the type of person, say for those that are still in contact with this person, or you're just friends and it's not that deep or whatnot. I mean, either way, however you want to cut it, I feel like this person has confided in you, or they have wanted to. Maybe you have confided tough things in them. This card talks about that being a part of intimacy. Okay, I'm one of those readers that likes to, you know, also use the card meanings because it adds nuance to the reading, right? Unless I'm strongly guided otherwise. And in this case, I feel it's applicable. Like, intimacy is more than just getting physical, sex, obviously. I think this person has experienced where they maybe haven't wanted to be vulnerable with you in the past, but they are feeling differently about that now, likely due to a loss in the connection, right? Losing you or a breakup, something along those lines. They're experiencing a loss that's having them sort of regret not allowing them to be fully intimate and or vulnerable, and also missing the intimacy, because all human beings crave that closeness, that intimacy. And so that's basically what I'm getting from that. Also, I feel like there was a message too about just, you know, not using each other as counselors. It's good in a relationship to hold space for one another and be good listeners to each other, but we all have issues. We don't need to weigh down our partner with those. So it's like trying to discourage people from focusing when they do interact with this person, and vice versa. Don't let the focus be too much on like the sad stories, right? Sharing sad stories or sob stories with one another. This card discourages from doing that, because there is a, you know, there is a specific person, a professional that can help with that. Yes, you can kind of share kind of insights about things that you've been through in your life in order to, you know, just shed some light so that your person understands you better, and vice versa. But they should not be an emotional crutch in that way. Somebody needs to hear that. That's why I'm saying it. The rest of you, either way, this person feels like being intimate with you, being vulnerable, feeling like they're missing that vulnerability, feeling like they're wanting to be more vulnerable in that way of just holding space for one another, sharing like dreams and positive stories and hopes for the future with you, and opening up in those ways, as opposed to just, you know, only kind of using you as a sounding board for their complaints or their worries or their concerns, or, you know, allowing you to do that if that's the case. And for some it is, not all. Okay, It's about wanting to have a positive, intimate experience and maybe not having allowed that to this point or missing it for some reason. And so this person is kind of like going with the flow with the serendipity card. They're wanting to kind of just wait and see how things go, how things play out. And they could be getting signs about you, but it doesn't look like, excuse me, they're taking a lot of action for some of you. So it's like, yes, you can set your intentions of what you want to happen. I mean, everybody should do that consciously anyway. Set your intentions for what you want to happen, envision that, and then let it go and move on with your life. Do something else and not dwell and sit on the focusing on the things that you don't want or the past, because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't do anything but perpetuate or create the past again in the future in a way that's not wanted, right? It doesn't help anybody. So I feel like this person can have their human moment of feeling sad, but they shouldn't dwell there. But if they're not coming forth or if they're withdrawn, you know, that's part of the reason why. They're kind of wanting things to move forward or just happen magically, as opposed to taking those inspired action steps to come towards you. Now, I do feel like the universe is guiding them. They're doing something right. You're doing something right. Energetically, they are being guided. But, you know, and so that's a good thing. An odd few, this person is procrastinating to such an extent. They're not really being guided towards you because they need to get out of their sadness and they need to like think more positively be more proactive with regard to their energy about this connection so they can move it forward or do what they want to do here. Okay? And I felt like there was something else, but I'm not going to let my Virgo rising be all anal retentive about this right now with this serendipity card. No, there's nothing else. It's just a me thing. Like I need to read the book after I'm done with the readings just so that I can satisfy that little turn of phrase or that one sentence in there that interested me, that doesn't have anything particular to do with this reading today. So anyway, staying focused, redirecting attention to what's important, and that is the next cards to come out here. So how does this person feel about the viewer? How does group one's person feel about them? Okay, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. Meantime, missing you, feeling regretful over whatever happened, whatever emotional loss has occurred or they fear will occur in the connection. I think it's pretty safe to say with that coffin card that there has been an ending in this connection. And if not, just take whatever other messages may resonate or choose another group, because this is obviously what we're getting here. This could be an on again, off again connection. I think this person does go back and forth, but they are relying heavily on fate here. So it does remind me of that scene from Ever After where the prince is talking to Leonardo da Vinci and he's asking all these questions about fate and how do you know who's the right person for you. Maybe this person has more than one option or choice, right? Maybe there's third-party energy here. But regardless of the scenario in that scene, he's asking about fate and everything like that. And Da Vinci just tells him, you know, you can't leave everything up to fate. She has a lot to do. You have to give her a hand. So this person needs to stop sort of riding the wheel of fate up and down. This connection needs to get off of that merry-go-round and move forward. And I feel pretty positive that that's what's happening. That the universe is guiding this connection forward. There are signs being shown. This person feels like they're seeing signs. They're being guided. They feel pretty comfortable that this is going to come back around, whether they do anything specific to make it happen or not. But what they really need to do is stop feeling so much regret, worry, or loss over the situation. And it could be due to maybe they feel like you have the upper hand in the situation. See, because what goes up must come down. And that's what the Six of Pentacles is to me as well. It's kind of like a Wheel of Fortune card. They have a similarity in the sense that the story behind this card is the reason why that rich guy is giving those peasants money is because he used to be a peasant, right? He knows that the wheel of fortune can turn. There can be a twist of fate that puts him right back down where they're at, and then that's karma. Like, so if he was to treat them badly, then he would be treated badly in the future, right? It just goes back to that saying, there but for the grace of God go I. In other words, you know, it's like things have turned in a certain direction here. Maybe you have the upper hand, or they feel that way. Yeah, they feel that way. They feel like you're the one having the upper hand, or more Nine of Pentacles energy. So we got that here before. This person feels like you don't miss them, that you're luxuriating in your success, that you're happily single, that you don't have time for them, or that you would just breadcrumb them because you have other people that you're interested in, other things that you're doing, other interests and hobbies. You're content to be alone and single, or, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. You know, you're living the high life, whether you are or not, right? This person is seeing you up on a pedestal, seeing like, and they're feeling sad because they feel like they missed out. And they're waiting for you. You guys could be in this cycle with this person for years. Others, it could just feel like that with all this Pentacles energy. But what it feels like to your person at this moment is that they feel a sense of loss over the connection, because they have regrets, because they feel like, you know, you're doing well for yourself, and that the connection is over. I mean, they're feeling sorry for themselves that they lost out on a chance with you, or that they breadcrumbed you, or that they allowed this to be something that they don't put a lot of effort towards, right? So with that Page of Swords here, I am definitely seeing a conversation that clears the air and lets you know exactly how this person feels. And that is that this person is and has been waiting for you. They have been trying to improve themselves. They've been waiting for you to improve yourself, or do whatever it is that you've been doing, whatever has been going on in the connection as you guys grow individually. They do want to grow something with you. They do feel like, I mean, there's definitely going to be a conversation here that's going to clear the air and bring clarity in. I feel that this person has maybe seen something that has really upset them. And it could have been something that they saw in the past. But in the present as well. More so in the past, this person saw something that upset them. They hurt their own feelings because there's a self-pitying energy to the Five of Cups. Maybe they thought you were with someone else, interested in someone else, fill in the blank, depending on your situation. Everybody's like different who tunes in. But there is a general sense of skepticism and curiosity with the Page of Swords. So instead of like snooping through your phone, or instead of like asking people about you, or listening to gossip or anything like that, or trying to find out information about you and where your head's out regarding them in some kind of roundabout way, instead of doing all that indirect crap, there needs to be a conversation. And I think that that conversation is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to talk about how this person is hurting over the ending of this connection. How maybe they let their pride and their ego get in the way. How they actually do want you to choose them. And if it's vice versa, they actually do want to choose you. Remember, you're on the pedestal. You do all the choosing, right? You're God of your own reality, but this is what this person feels like saying for some. And for others of you, that this person loves you. That they feel like you're the right partner for them. That they think you're beautiful, that they think you're lovely. They kind of think you're ideal. You're generous. So I do see a conversation happening. And it's going to be about the upset that occurred in the connection, and it's going to be about feelings and choices about this relationship. Okay? And it feels like this person's going to be willing to put in the work on this connection. They're willing to fight to overcome obstacles. I think they were actually blindsided a little bit by, you know, the amount of feelings they have for you, and the fact that you like them back too, or that the feelings in this connection are mutual. Now you could be saying to yourself, like, I told them how I felt, or I thought that they knew. But the way this person's coming across is they were always skeptical about this connection. Skeptical about what you were thinking and doing regarding this connection, how you felt. And so it looks like there has been outside interference on the connection in some way, shape, or form. But this person does, you know, understand that it's going to take work to complete this cycle with you, and potentially have that new one. They want a second honeymoon, and you could be guarded. You could, I just feel like some of you really have options, and some of you really have like moved on, but you are open to reconciliation with this person for the most part. So if this is resonating, let me know, please, by commenting. Actually, the comment section is still closed due to scammers or spammers, so just let me know by clicking the like button and subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss my next video. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is down below. We've got T's. The energy is fun and lighthearted but uncertain. So that's what this person is feeling. Maybe you guys didn't get to spend as much time as this person would have liked, or they had those intimacy issues before. Maybe you did as well. But like being a tease or having like a lighthearted connection, when there are actually deeper feelings involved, that automatically tells me that, you know, there's some emotional bypassing going on. And this card kind of talks about emotional bypassing as well. Okay? Where people are not expressing their true feelings. And maybe it's just that this person needs extra time to process their feelings, to express their feelings, you know, to even identify them, as the solitary card already said. And that could have been interpreted by you as a lack of interest, and you could have looked elsewhere as a result of that. Or, but for whatever reason, this connection is more surface level, you know, at this point in time here. And if it's an ending that's been experienced and you're in separation, then perhaps this is saying that in the near future, after this conversation, you will enter into this kind of teasing, sort of lighthearted energy, which is good after something heavy like the Tower and things like that. This Five of Cups, this person needs to lighten up and laugh. So if you guys are playful with one another, that'll be fantastic for the connection. What would Group 1's person say if they had no filter? I have things left that I need to say, which we already talked about. So if this is your reading, you will be hashing it out with this person. More like just having a conversation, and you are guided to be honest in that conversation as clear as possible, and expect this person to do the same. The distance between us is killing me, which again is just more validation about how this person feels the loss of you, feels regret. There's been some upset in the connection or an ending, and this person is feeling very distant from you, and they're not liking that. And I fantasize about you. Okay? And they fantasize about being with you, you know, walking in your garden, right? I like the Bruce Springsteen song. That doesn't come to mind, but you know what? I'm going to pull you another card. A music card as well. Let's do that right now. It's the Bruce song from Jerry Maguire. Secret Garden, I think. Yeah, this person wants back in your secret garden. They want to get into that. They want to get into your good graces, into your secret garden. More or less, that's the gist, okay? What's a message that best represents Group 1's person's feelings for them at this time? Okay. Don't argue with me, cards. 5 of Swords. Feeling defeated. Feeling really defeated with the 10 of Cups. Lots of feelings of defeat here with this person. And so that song is, it's by ABBA, The Winner Takes It All. So this person, again, feels like, you know, you're above them, you're winning. Not that it should be a competition, but they feel defeated. And it could have been you defeated them, or they defeated themselves through self-sabotage, negative thinking, intimacy issues. Could be one or all of those things, okay? So you feel guided to the playlist for Heartstrings Tarot is linked down below. You can listen to that song. So what else would this person say if they had no filter to Group 1? Okay. When we're together, what we have fills me up so much that I want for nothing else. You complete me. So speaking of Jerry Maguire, right? Naturally, I would draw this card that has that line from Jerry Maguire, you complete me, which is an incredibly romantic movie and a romantic line. Almost like a hint of codependency if we're being technical, but in this case, let's just, you know, take it lightly, right? Let's take it at face value, since that seems to be one of the themes of the reading and what's happening in the connection. So, but I feel like, yeah, obviously this person, you know, feels like you're the world, and when you guys are together, and when you were together in the past, when you are together in the present, then, you know, they feel so good inside, right? Their cups runneth over. They feel really good. Like the card says, you know, what you guys have together really fills them up, fills them to the brim. Then we've got, I need to consider the facts objectively so that everyone's treated fairly. So when this person's talking about everyone, that alludes to some sort of outside interference or influence on the connection. So take that how that resonates. But either way, again, this person needs to go inside their head and think about things, hermit out a little bit, you know, analyze, figure out how they feel and what that means and all of that stuff. And then we've got this strength energy. I'm holding my composure and staying cool and calm. I prefer to not allow my emotions to get the best of me. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't believe you, this must not be the right reading for me, because this person doesn't show an ounce of regret, remorse, or a sense of loss regarding me, well, we can go one of two ways with that. This isn't the right reading for you. Or they, like the card says, they wear a good poker face. They prefer to not let their emotions get the better of them. That's why it's so important for them to approach it logically. And they're good at holding their composure and staying cool and staying calm, okay? You feel like home to me, so that goes with the card that was already about you filling them up and they want for nothing else. It's because you feel like home to this person, so you feel like home to them. I got spooked, talking about that fear of intimacy coming out again, getting spooked. I wish I could take back the things I said, so maybe this breakup, this tower moment was actually that they said some mean, cruel, or upsetting things to you or about you. I assume you would know that if that were the case, but we can see that there has been something upsetting that has happened or is happening in the connection. So they wish that they could take back their part in things. You were the best thing in my life. I love you. And at the back of the deck, we've got you and I were too young. So young or just not ready. They weren't ready. I left you before you could leave me, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I remember every detail of that day, and I hope that you can forgive me someday. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, so those all kind of like came out as a stream of consciousness, right? Not all the cards, one after another, are that cohesive. That could be a paragraph in something, like in a book or something, right? That just came out very cohesively, so I really felt drawn to take them all like that, right? So I knew exactly what I was doing. So when they left, for those that this person sabotaged the connection or presently doing that, just know that them pushing you away, sabotaging or leaving was, to protect themselves due to abandonment issues. This person does say that they love you. They admit that they were not ready, or you were too young. They remember every detail of that day of whatever happened, and they hope that you can forgive them. They say that it has been hard. We can see that it's written all over the reading, this person's regret and sense of loss over you. And then also for some, you need to hear that this person blamed you, but they now admit that they know that it was their fault, right? Somebody that has difficulty taking accountability. I find that to be the more sensitive a person is sometimes, and the lower their self-esteem is as well, like say when they have abandonment or intimacy issues, the more often you will see that they are not able to take accountability for their actions. The only thing worse than a man you can't control is a man you can. This person was not wanting to be controlled by their feelings or you in this connection. So that is kind of the card of teasing, but it's a card of like game playing as well, because they wanted to assert their authority, right? They wanted to give you what they think that you needed, and what they felt that they should. They wanted to behave in the way that they felt that they should as the man in the situation, okay? Or the woman, just take how it resonates, right? So, I don't deserve you. I regret many things that I can't take back, and you're simple like quantum physics. This person finds you extremely complicated. And they do like to tease you, which is fun because that tease card came out. And I think that's going to be something very helpful for the connection in the future. That that you guys keep things light. Whether you decide to just be friends with this person again, or start up a relationship with them again, or have a conversation about where this connection can be headed in the future. I feel like keeping like a lighthearted approach and attitude is going to be good in this situation. That doesn't mean that you, again, emotional bypass or anything like that. I see clarity coming. You need to be honest, like I already said, and they need to as well. There needs to be honesty and openness, good communication, direct communication. But there will be some playfulness in how this goes. Okay. Just be careful that you don't let it be another Five of Swords moment, if that resonates with you, where somebody just gets like carried away in a bad way, in the teasing of, and in the back and forth, right? We've all seen that. I've seen that and experienced that, where you're like joking around with somebody and then it gets serious all of a sudden, like you step on somebody's toes, like, wait, I thought we were joking around, so anyway, watch out for that. And let's get one more card from this deck, or a couple cards from this deck, and then I gotta go. We got whoever made these cards, they're so funny the way that they wrote it, like babe cheese. But anyways, babe cheese, guys and girls can't keep their eyes off you. Look at you. So again, this person thinks you're beautiful, like I said, thinks you're luxurious, thinks you have options, thinks you're stunning, thinks you're lovely. And baby, every moment with you is like a dream. I don't want to wake up from you're the best. So it's almost like whenever you have been together, this person felt like it wasn't real, like at any moment they could lose it, like it was a fantasy or a dream, right? That it didn't have real staying power, but they did appreciate it, right? That's a high compliment to say that being with you feels like a dream and that you're the best, right? And you inspire me. You are so strong. I dream of you. So there's that word again, dream, right? This person dreams of you. You could be dreaming of them. But they want you to know, despite the fact that they, feel sad that you're doing so much better without them, that you're looking good, maybe you glowed up, whatever the case may be, you do inspire them. And you are so strong, and they, still dream of being with you. So this is what I've got for you, Group 1. Thanks for tuning into the reading. I hope it was helpful. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Welcome, Group 2. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay. Excuse me, I have allergies. Let me just try to compose myself here. I found out yesterday that I live in one of the worst areas in the country for allergies. So that's delightful. Just another reason why I need to fly the coop. I need to get out of here. Okay. So anyway. We got your cards pre-shuffled here. I'm doing a how do they feel for you messages combo like I did for my promo that I did last week. And so that's what gave me the idea. And I'm going to use the emotional barometer cards today. So remember, it's a general reading. Just take what resonates and forget what doesn't. If the energies are vice versa, then flip it. The reading obviously can't resonate for everyone, so just take what resonates, right? And if the reading's not for you, simply click off or choose another reading, or check out the playlist linked down below for a different reading. I'll come back next week. So for Group 2, how does their person, Group 2, go ahead and think about your person of interest. How did Group 2's person feel about them right now? Okay. It's got the needy card here. So if Group 1's in any indication, this person actually feels that they're being the needy one. If you know that you're needy, take it that way, but I'm going to go ahead until, and read it this way until like evidence to the contrary appears, because it kind of feels like this person is the one feeling needy. Yeah, they're not feeling recognized by you, okay? Because this is what we got, your oracle cards. We've got the moon and resolving conflict. So this is a card of recognition. See how she is admiring the moon and the stars? But when it's not well favored, it's saying that somebody is not being admired like the moon and the stars. Like there's a lack of recognition here. And we've got this guy sitting, I don't know what he's sitting in. I don't know where he's at, in his own little dark aura bubble here, feeling badly. So this person feels like they wish you would reach out to them, that you would give them some love, that you would give them some recognition. This card says, just jumping in here, yeah, this person wants some sort of communication, because that's what the resolving conflict card is all about. Communication. It talks about the need to just practice good communication skills. It's one of the main issues behind conflict. And just a statement like, I think the book talks about saying or asking the question, what did you mean by that? That can save a lot of conflict for people. Sometimes we just jump to conclusions about what somebody means, and there just needs to be a way to communicate with empathy, compassion, and understanding. And maybe you feel like you do that. Your person feels like they need more of that, though. They're coming across as feeling like that needs to happen more. Maybe they're not confident in their communication skills. Maybe they feel needy because they need you to communicate with them how important they are to you, or communicate with them in a way that's different from the way you're communicating with them at present, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and read this. It says, even after years with someone, there can be a hurdle of fear about asking for proof that we are wanted, but with the horrible added complication, we now assume that any such anxiety couldn't possibly exist. This makes it very difficult to recognize our insecure feelings. So being in denial about the fact that you feel a certain kind of way because you don't feel like it's manly enough or it goes against tradition or the people that you grew up with. So this is talking about that. And it makes it difficult to recognize our insecure feelings, especially if they have been triggered by a so-called small matter, let alone communicate them to others in ways that might garner the understanding and sympathy we crave. This person wants that sympathy and understanding, yet we are never through with the requirement for acceptance. It's human to desire acceptance, and this person wants your acceptance, for better or for worse. Okay, so this isn't a curse limited to the weak and the inadequate. Insecurity is a sign of well-being. It means we haven't allowed ourselves to take other people for granted. It means we remain realistic enough to see that things could genuinely turn out badly and are invested enough to care. So whatever this person's done, good or bad, has to do with, fears and insecurities here. Not wanting things to turn out badly, afraid that they might turn out badly, and often it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Worry is affirming to the universe what you don't want, right? So sending the message is like a prayer to the universe of what you don't want. That's why it's so important to affirm the opposite of whatever you're worrying about in that moment. That takes constant vigilance, right? So it means we remain realistic enough to see that things could genuinely turn out badly. We can feel embarrassed and legitimate about asking for confirmation. I really need you. Do you want me? Should be the most normal of inquiries. We obviously know that that's not the case. And for whatever reasons, right? So that card makes that point. And also, we should eradicate the damning and macho associations that hover around the word neediness and recognize the mood for what it is, a sign of maturity and health. So this person, there's some sort of like toxic masculinity influence with regard to communication here, ill affecting it. This person feeling that the fact that they need you or want validation or more recognition and validation from you, they want you to look at them the way she's looking up at the sky, basically. But they just want improved communication and not to feel weak because they have to explain themselves or because they need you to explain things in a different way, or because they need you to hold space for them in a way where they can feel safer to communicate, their vulnerabilities a little bit and kind of address some of their concerns. And they feel a lot of inner conflict about what they feel or interpret as them being needy, when in actuality, wanting acceptance or better communication from somebody you care about is one of the most freaking natural things there is, right? It's a sign of maturity and health. So let's see what else comes out. How does this person feel about group 2? Got the moon twice. You could be dealing with a Pisces or Cancer, or somebody that has it strong in their chart. Okay. Yeah, this is just saying, and then we've got the Six of Swords at the back of the deck. It's about communication, overcoming barriers to communication, whether that's due to, outside interference, outside circumstances, practical details of life, or your own barriers or walls that you're putting up. I get the feeling that it's this person trying to fight their way through the basement here, because I always associate the moon card with like being a basement, a dark, scary basement you have to go through. And what do you keep in the basement? You keep a lot of old stuff. That's another thing this card talks about. Talks about the past, right? A bunch of stuff down there, mementos and things that remind you of things that happen that are both good and bad. And then you're having to walk through this dusty, dark basement, which isn't the most pleasant place to be in the first place. And as you're doing that, you're having to have the courage to sort of potentially run into some things that remind you of some things you would rather forget, but yet that maybe you need to look at in order to heal from that and let it go and move past that with that Six of Swords. It's about moving to greener pastures. It's about leaving, you know, a situation that's not working for you. It's even about leaving a mindset and a communication style, because it's swords, leaving a mindset and communication style that's not working for you. So I really feel like it's your person fighting their way through their own, you know, hidden fears, their own subconscious mind, their own issues, and in order to gain knowledge and wisdom and be at a place of empowerment with regard to the way that they feel, with regard to those hidden mysteries that they hold within themselves that maybe they feel that if you knew, you would not accept. Okay, maybe their, you know, family has not accepted them, or they've been rejected in certain ways in the past. But what they really want is to feel secure, and they don't feel secure right now. And so what they're saying is they feel like it's a huge challenge to even communicate with you, or to even identify for themselves their own feelings about how they feel specifically, and to deal with these feelings of maybe not being macho enough, or not being however the people around them had expected them to be, because, oh no, you have feelings and there's so much of them, they're so deep, right? It's taking courage to overcome. And maybe this person has been blindsided. Maybe somebody out there, you know, did blindside this person. Like, this person felt comfortable enough for you to, with you, to open up and share something, and then whether you realized it or not, you know, you rejected them, or they felt rejected by you in that moment, or your response was not what they wanted it to be, and then they felt like, oh shit, you know, going from the Six of Wands to the Seven of Wands, going from feeling like, yes, we're getting somewhere, to, oh damn, I got to fight off all of these fears that are cropping up, or all of these obstacles that have been created by the fact that I don't feel like I was heard or properly understood, or that this person wasn't compassionate enough to me. So those are examples. This person does feel that they have been, you know, mysterious, that they are mysterious. I think that they are mysterious even to themselves, but they do want to move on from that. They do want to move forward, you know, in a better way in the connection. Some of them feel maybe that you have the answers with that High Priestess. Let's see what else. How else does this person feel about Group 2? Very deep-seated fears of rejection here. You know, a lot of anxiety about the future and their next move, and a lot of thinking and feeling about and following their intuition about what plans to make regarding this connection. This person does sit and watch you, if not on social media or some other kind of way, in their mind's eye, because they have an enormous imagination. So they need to use that imagination wisely, because imagination creates reality. Okay? And at this time, what they're using their imagination for is to miss you and feel and think about the things that they're missing and the things that are lacking in themselves in this connection. So it'll be interesting to see what results, you know, that manifests. Hopefully better than what I think. With this, again, deep-seated insecurities about not being accepted, about being rejected. Maybe this person is all in their feelings, all in their head. Some of them are suffering from anxiety and depression, and that's why they're not, you know, available to you. That's why they behave in mysterious ways. She moves in mysterious ways, right? So I feel like this person does feel that things have gone against them a little bit in the connection, but they also feel like you are Yeah, that you're somebody that can have the answers for them. But I have to tell you, because I keep it real on my channel, as my regulars know, I do feel like your person feels like, you know, you weren't as warm and fuzzy with them at those times when they dipped their toe in the pond regarding some issues that are sensitive or close to their heart. And, you know, as a result of that, you know, they felt let down by that. And they're feeling gun shy now. And so this person could be dealing with somebody else. For some of you, it is a third party, or you're in a third party. This could be somebody in your friends group too. That could be the way that it is in the past, or maybe that has ended. Let's look. Yeah, we see some juggling energy here. And so the water represents emotions. We see it going up and down in the back there, and so that's telling me that, you know, this person is up and down in their emotions regarding this connection. So they feel too maybe that you're too busy for them, because we already saw a lack of recognition that this person feels, you know, regarding you and the connection for whatever reason. And even if you interact with this person every single day, there's something about communication where they didn't feel or haven't felt heard. And so it leaves things kind of up in the air as to like what is going to happen in the situation. Are things going to progress forward, or are they not going to progress forward here? And that is the question, okay? But we're seeing this person, or it could be you. More likely your person juggling, you know, options and or a decision that needs to be made regarding the future of this connection. We've got 2 cards with 2, that's decisions, and actually 3 cards, decisions about love, okay? So let's get some messages from this person, and if this reading is resonating, please hit that like button and subscribe. It does support the channel, and if you'd like a private reading, you know, obviously that is the best way to look at your specific situation. My contact information is down below. Got memento, a gift from someone special. So we do see, you know, this guy here on the 6 of Pentacles. He is sharing coins, or that looks like coins. He's donating or being charitable. So I feel like this person wants you to, you know, donate and be charitable with them. They could be waiting for that to happen. They really feel like they're the wounded party here, is basically what I'm getting. And it's not necessarily placing blame on you. It's more like them being hard on themselves, or just the situation has been hard on them. I mean, some of them could be blaming you to some extent, but I just think it's a communication issue amongst other things, and personal issues with this person. And maybe just outside interference, whether it be other people or work or family, or just the past as well. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I'm coming, and I don't know how much longer I can do this. So if this person is, you know, juggling you, or if you're juggling them, or if you guys are just in a situation that's unstable, they don't know how much longer they can do this. Either way, they do say that they're coming, so I mean, I think they're trying to figure out and plan a way to come forward with that two of Wands. And we did have the movement card here, so maybe they are coming towards you. But thinking and doing are not the same thing, right? And so far we've just got a lot of watery energy here. But it's possible that, you know, this person could come towards you. They're saying, you know, that they are, but they also don't want anyone to get hurt, and so there is that. If you're in separation, this person says, do you miss us the way I do? But even if you guys are still together, maybe things are different than they used to be, and this person misses the way it used to be. Make sure I'm getting you all the same cards. Got the previous groups. Group 2's person, what would they say? We're developing an amazing emotional connection, and I'm so into you. Give me time to think. I promise to get back to you. Look at that, 222 again. So you guys could be seeing 222 a lot. You know, it's one of those numbers that's known to be an angel number. It is about patience needed. It is about balance needed. It's also about coming into union and partnerships. And does speak about the divine journey that you guys are on. So maybe you consider this person, you know, a soulmate or a twin flame. But either way, this person feels that way about you. Like there's an otherworldly component to this connection. They can sense you when you're apart. Maybe you guys see signs about one another, communicate telepathically, but we all do that anyway, but some of us are aware of it, some of us aren't. Maybe you're dreaming about this person too. So they do feel this emotional connection to you regardless if you guys are together or not. This is hard to put into words, but it feels... I said what I just said a second ago before reading this. This is the High Priestess in terms of like messages. So we got the High Priestess twice basically. This is hard to put into words, but it feels like we have an otherworldly connection that I can't quite explain. So this person is feeling this, whether you guys are in contact or in physical connection or not. But it does feel like this is coming into divine union, and if this is your reading, it probably feels that way to you as well, okay? Just know that you're not alone in that. This person feels this too. This is Two of Cups energy. Two of Cups energy talks about the feelings being mutual. So whatever those feelings are, and in this case, your person is saying that they're positive feelings they feel, then that tells me that you must be feeling positive feelings towards them too, because bottom line, it's indicating that the feelings are mutual here. But they do need time to think and get back to you, okay? More messages. And I'm going to put the Heartstrings Tarot deck here so that I don't forget to get you guys a song, because I will forget otherwise. So I already feel like I'm kind of ahead of myself right now. Also, this person say? We've got, I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer, and we saw that, you know, earlier in the reading, that this person feels like there's a lack of acknowledgement in this connection. So for some of you, it's that you feel, this person feels that you feel there's been a lack of acknowledgement, but either way, they're seeing signs, which validates what I was saying, you know, about there being signs you guys picking up, seeing regarding this connection. Something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Yeah, I can see that. There's this unanswered question lingering over this reading. I just saw 333, so look that up if you're guided to, or maybe that's answering our question for us. That's another angel number. It really has to do with this person's underdeveloped self-expression, how they express themselves. Maybe they have Mercury in retrograde in their chart like I do. It's amazing that I can express myself as well as I do. If I ever sound like I'm straining to express myself verbally, or I sound rehearsed, or if I have to like take extra measures to sound cohesive when I'm doing things, it's because of this, basically a blockage to the throat chakra, aka like the Mercury retrograde. Now, it doesn't stay that way your whole life. For me, it's been that way for the last over 30 years, and it will go direct in a few years, and I can't wait, because then I can actually say what I mean, and people can actually freaking understand me without me having to explain a ton and a bunch and a bunch and a bunch, right? So I feel like, you know, maybe this could be your person's issue. Maybe check out their chart. Do they have Mercury retrograde in their chart? And it's not even in my natal chart, it's in my progressed chart. So do a progressed chart, which shows you where they're at now. A natal chart is a snapshot of everybody's energies and star placements, planet placements at the time of their birth, but it doesn't, that's not the end of the story. It continues to progress as you progress and as you grow. It can be insightful, of course, you know, to what you're going through and things like that, to give insights. But I say all that to say that there does seem to be like an unanswered question, and I really feel like it has to do with this period of not being able to express themselves the way they would like to, and not feeling like they're able to, you know, kind of extract, for lack of a better word, the compassion and understanding that they would like to receive, okay? From you or in general. I think this person does have kind of like, they're obviously an extremely sensitive person, maybe even a bit psychic as well. And you could be too. If you're divine counterparts, then that's, you know, pretty much the status quo. That pretty much all divine counterparts have those otherworldly sort of things that they're aware of, these talents or skills, these abilities that they're aware of. But either way, it's like I'm feeling the end of a cycle of a lack of self-expression, and there's also something here. This person is lacking in the bond that they feel that they need to feel really whole, and feeling whole is important to having a fruitful connection, right? Maybe this person compensates, you know, for that lack through like some sort of addiction or excess in some way, right? Or lack of loyalty, perhaps. Maybe that's manifested for some of you. That will resonate, because this person keeps searching for something, trying to fill that hole, and not knowing how to do that exactly. So they're admitting that they still have work to do in that area. If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices, and our connection still affects me. Yeah, of course it does. This is a divine connection. It's you guys obviously are quite connected in very curious ways. So I left when I saw you with someone. So some of you, like I already alluded to, at least one or two watching, you know, knows that you have someone else, or maybe you guys are just casually dating, or either way, we've got I left when I saw you with someone else. And sometimes this card comes out even when, you know, the client or the querent has never been or did not cheat or anything like that, or was not interested in anybody else, but they're dealing with somebody that's very insecure, and even just seeing you interact with someone that in a way that they perceived as you being interested in someone else in a romantic way was enough to make this person check out and go swimming deep within this moon energy of kind of going into that basement and being amongst all of these triggering fears that they have from the past. It's time for me to heal now. So this person obviously needs healing. If it was something like that, where you actually didn't do anything like cheat or have other romantic interests, like if you didn't do anything wrong, then clearly this person needs to heal that insecurity. That's not okay. That's something they need to fix within themselves, and only they can do that. So if they're taking time to heal, that's a good thing. I'm so attracted to you, yet they continue to feel very attracted to you. Okay. And a lot of this, again, you know, it should go without saying, but I'll just go ahead and say it. You know, if it doesn't seem like this person is the way I'm describing, well, number one, maybe this isn't the right reading for you. Choose a different one. Or number two, this is somebody that with this moon energy and the high priestess and the defensiveness of the 7 of Wands could be somebody that is just really good at hiding it. Those are all like mysterious and hidden energies, right? So this person is asking you to call them. I want to hear from you. Please call me. Of course, that's up to you. If you feel divinely inspired to call them, then go for it. I would just say set the intention ahead of time of how you want that to go. Do an inner conversation with them to sort of help that to be smoother, because we can already see that this person feels like their communication's not great. And maybe yours isn't either, who knows? But so in other words, just know that this person does want to hear from you, and thank you. Like, yep, my cards are always gonna back me up, because I was just saying this and now we're seeing I was wearing a mask to keep you in my life. I didn't know it was pushing you away. So maybe they thought they were, you know, behaving like Danny Zuko, you know, trying to put on an act to be like, to show that they have swag and everything like that. And you're just like, dude, first of all, you ain't fooling anybody. And second of all, I liked you better like you were last summer on the beach when your friends weren't around and it was just me and you and you were being real. Now that school started, like in the movie, right, to keep using that analogy, you're putting on the show for everybody and it's stupid and it's actually not impressing me. I'm not that girl. I'm not that one, right? You need to act right. There's no reason for this silliness. There's no reason for this nonsense. But either way, this person wears a mask. They tend to do that. I grew up with bad role models. I have no clue how to love you like you deserve. And that had, I mean, from the beginning, we saw that something about tradition or the people around them, the past, has influenced them in the way that they are. In apparently not in not so good ways. I worry that you are just conforming to me and not being yourself. So it's like this person has trust issues. They don't know that you're being genuine. Right? Especially if you're a very nice person or a very just different person from the people that they're used to being around, if they've never dealt with somebody like you, then that's all the more confusing for them, because they can't tell like what's real or not, right? Especially with all of this watery moon and high priestess energy. But then, you know, maybe you do resonate as somebody that, you know, is a people pleaser, or I mean, I can relate to that. I'm a reformed people pleaser. I think now I've gone in the other direction a bit much. I think I started off as a page of cups like 40 years ago, and now I'm like the queen of swords. And so I'm like trying to come back, steer it back in the middle a little bit, you know, be a little bit more of my temperance card, because that's my card, temperance about it. But if you know that you have this way of like always trying to, you know, put your best foot forward or conform to what other people or this person wants because you want them to like you and stuff like that. If you have a way of like putting on an act or anything like that, you know, then, you know, take a lesson from this reading that, you know, this person worries about that. Like that to them indicates like, if we're not being real with each other, then what do we really have? This isn't a real relationship then. If we're not being, you know, of course, in the beginning, you're going to put your best foot forward, but there's a point where you have to take the mask off and be more authentic, or else, you know, you have a false relationship. But maybe it's your person that, you know, is doing that, or they're just projecting that on you, and you know, you weren't doing that at all. Could be. I feel like that, you know, maybe this is why this person continued to wear a mask, because they were thinking, you know, like, are you for real? What is the song that, so we're keeping the mask on just in case, you know, in case you weren't for real, they weren't going to be for real too, or something. I don't know. Anyway, so for group 2, what is a song that will sort of sum up, you know, and give us more information about how group 2's person really feels about them? Ace of Swords. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. And then we've got the moon at the back of the deck. So that's like the second time the moon came out. And I think we got the Temperance card twice. And also the third time the moon came out. So I'm going to give you the names and the titles of both of these songs in case you want to. Ace of Swords is, like I said, I Can See Clearly Now. The Rain Is Gone by Jimmy Cliff. So that's good. Like, this person's like, I think that's what needs to happen, right? There needs to be this forward movement, and people need to get their Mercuries out of retrograde, which currently it actually is. But I mean, if it's in their birth chart or progressive charts, that needs to move forward. Or people need to learn how to just like ignore that fact and take matters in their own hands and manifest good communication, because this person needs to get out of their basement and start taking action in the real world and come forth. And this is talking about a breakthrough, truth coming to light in communication. And the moon card is by, or this song here, Hymn to Her, Hymn to Her by Chrissy Hind. So if you were guided, and look what's underneath that, you can't make this up, the High Priestess underneath that. So Where's that at? Where you at, High Priestess? That is Dark Lady by Cher. Okay. Also, you can listen to Keeper of the Flame by Miranda Lambert is also a High Priestess song too. But I feel like maybe this, I mean, this goes to be about like the High Priestess in the song Dark Lady. She's not a trustworthy person, so listen to it if you feel drawn to. And maybe this person was wondering if, you know, you were really what you appeared to be and stuff like that. But you're getting clarity in the future here. So that looks really good. And, you know, this connection is going to continue to be about balance, and it's going to take some time and a decision needing to be made, but we're not seeing all that. So anyways, that's what I've got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Best wishes. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm going to take it to group 3.